Hi, my name is Chloe and I'm a UNCP nursing student. Today in this video I'm going to be showing y'all how to properly wear a mask. After this video, I hope y'all know how to properly wear a mask, the purpose that they serve, and the importance of wearing one in this current pandemic. First, I'm going to show y'all how to properly wear a mask. For teaching purposes, I'm going to be demonstrating using this surgical mask, although the CDC recommends that masks like this one, or N95 masks like this one, are critical supplies and should be reserved for healthcare workers. Also, Johns Hopkins Medicine recommends, when looking for a mask, that it needs to be made with at least 2 layers of fabric. So a fabric mask like this one is perfect. Cloth or fabric masks are a good choice because they're easy to find, you can make them, you can wash them, and they can be reused. Okay, so now I'm going to show y'all how to properly wear a mask. First, you're going to want to wash your hands or use hand sanitizer. Clean your hands. Before putting the mask on, you're going to want to check it to make sure there are no defects, no rips or tears that could cause it to be ineffective. If there is, then you would want to dispose of it and get a new mask. This one looks good, so also I'm going to, when I go to put it on, I'm going to make sure that the blue side is facing outward and that the white side is going against my skin. So I'm going to first put it over my nose, pull it down over my mouth and under my chin, secure it under your chin. You're going to want to put each ear loop over each ear. And if there is a bendable edge on your mask, pinch the strap so it molds to the shape of your nose so that no air is coming out. When you're putting it on, make sure that you fit it snugly against the sides of your face and make sure there are no gaps between the mask and your face. And it is important that your mask cover your nose and your mouth the whole time it is on. If not, it is not serving its purpose. I see a lot of people that like to pull it down over their nose so they can breathe better. But what's the point in doing that? What's the point in wearing a mask if you're going to do that? It is not serving its purpose that way, and the proper way is for it to be over your nose and your mouth and securely under your chin. I know it can be hard when you're wearing a mask because I have found myself doing it, but don't touch the mask. This is now contaminated, and you could touch it, and the germs from the outside of the mask could easily get on your fingers, and who knows what you could touch and infect. So it is important not to touch the outside of the mask. And if you do by accident, just wash your hands or use hand sanitizer to disinfect any germs that may have gotten on your hands. So now I'm going to show y'all how to properly take a mask off. So first, what you're going to want to do is undo the ear loops. I know some masks have the ties in the back, so you would just simply untie that. But for this mask, it of course has the ear loops. So what I'm going to do is take each ear loop, stretch the ear loops, and you're going to want to handle only by the ear loops or the ties. Then you're going to fold the outside corners together because this outside is now infected, so you do not want to touch that. And then I would dispose of it and wash my hands immediately. Since this is a surgical mask, it is one-time use only, so I would dispose of it after and then wash my hands. If it is a fabric mask, you can simply put it in the washing machine and wash it and then dry on high heat, or you can even sit it out in the sun if possible, and it will kill any bacteria that may be left behind. If you're wearing your fabric mask and it becomes dirty or wet, switch to a clean one and put the dirty one in a sealable bag until you can wash it. And like I said, if it is a disposable bag, do not reuse it and dispose of it after a single use. When you're taking your mask off, be careful not to touch your eyes or your nose or your mouth, just to ensure that no germs get in there, get in those open areas. And like I said, wash your hands immediately after removing the mask. I don't have an example to show you, but there are There are some face masks that have a plastic valve, circular plastic valve embedded in the fabric. This valve is a one-way valve that, yes, prevents pathogens from entering your respiratory system, but does not prevent them from being spread to someone else, because that air that you are breathing out is not being filtered by that valve. It filters the air coming in and not out. So those are not recommended for use. Also, another mask that is not particularly recommended are those neck masks that you wear down here and you can pull up over your nose and mouth. They're usually too thin to provide proper protection from COVID-19. So this leads me into the purpose that a mask serves in this coronavirus pandemic. They are recommended by the CDC as a barrier to help prevent respiratory droplets from traveling into the air and onto other people when we cough or sneeze or talk. We don't know what kind of droplets are coming off out of our mouth, so it is important to wear a mask to keep those respiratory droplets in and not out and potentially spreading it to other people. So far, what laboratory studies are showing is that respiratory droplets do play a role in the spread of the virus that causes COVID-19. So when masks are worn properly, over the nose and the mouth, like I have discussed previously, it is important and recommended that you wear your mask in public settings or anywhere that you're going to be around other people. I know it can become aggravating. I get so aggravating with having to wear these masks everywhere, but I know that I'm not only protecting myself from this virus, but I am protecting others as well. Because some people only experience mild symptoms or none at all with COVID. So if you're wearing your mask, that is the best thing you can do, because you don't know. You could potentially be carrying COVID and not know it and spread it unknowingly to someone else. So that's why it is important to wear your mask. So due to that. Also, it is highly recommended to wear your mask around anybody, but especially around those who may have underlying health conditions that might be more susceptible to contracting COVID-19. That may have people that may have heart disease, diabetes, obesity, COPD, immunity problems, or cancer. Sometimes have weakened immune systems, and it's important to wear your mask around anybody, but especially around those that may be immunosuppressed or have not as strong as an immune system as we may have. They're critical. Masks are very critical in the prevention of COVID-19 and most essential in times where social distancing may be difficult. And if a mask cannot be worn, it is important to take other measures like social distancing and the 6 feet apart, like everybody likes to emphasize, to reduce the spread of COVID. Also, frequent hand washing is very important. And cleaning and disinfecting any areas that are frequently touched are also measures that can be taken to prevent the spread of COVID-19. In these times, it is very important to keep ourselves safe from the virus and others as well, because this is a virus that can be spread unknowingly to others. We must be consistent in wearing a mask in public places and around others. And in order for the mask to be effective, we must wear them properly, like I mentioned, because what is the point of wearing a mask if you're not going to wear it properly, where it serves its purpose? So that is all I have for you that's all I have for you guys concerning how to properly wear a mask. But now I'm going to show y'all some ways you shouldn't wear your mask.